It is another beautiful day right here, and this is a weekend sport. And of course, so many things happening from the world of sport, from what is happening in Ghana at the African Games. Then, don't forget that there is going to be a litmus test today for the new coach of the Super Eagles. Should I call him a new coach? Then we'll look at the FA Cup too, who is actually there. What about the UCL? All of this will be coming on your way this morning. My name is Ramsey, and it's good to have all of you right there being part of today's sport. Joining me on sports today is a sport veteran. He's been on this game for a very long time, and he's been here before, and he's here today again. Good morning, Phillips Uja.
Good morning, Ramsey. It's good to be back here once again.
Yes, it's good to have you.
Thank you very much.
You're looking so good.
Thank you.
Well, let's get to Ghana and see what happened. In fact, there is a recent event that actually caught my fancy. I'm so interested in that performance, and that is the relay. You know, the Nigerian lady was very far, but the way she overtook the Botswanan lady was so amazing. If you watch that, did you ever see that coming? Because clinching that gold was something else. Nobody expected it.
Well, Omolara, she surprised everyone because she's not too known in the athletics field because she's based outside. But if you watch the way she overtook that race, nobody gave her a chance. If you look at the distance, it was well over 20 meters distance, and then the Botswana lady, it was as if she has won it all.
She was somehow relaxed,
and then the no grief for anybody spirit came on the Nigerian girl, and then it up till now it's still the talk of the tournament. The African Games, they've not seen that coming. The gap she closed up to win that 4x400 meter mix relay is a very huge one. I hope she's going to be awarded by the AFN when she comes back.
All right. Well, I think AFN need to do something about that. The Athletic Federation of Nigeria, and of course, it's a very wonderful performance. It's everywhere on the internet. Omolara actually made us proud in that game. Apart from her, some other persons have performed very well from the African Games, and we want to say kudos to the Nigerian team. Let's move away from there and get to what is happening in other parts of the world. I'm going straight to Marrakech right now because it's somewhat, if you ask me, it's somewhat like a litmus test. I'm talking about the fact that Nigeria will face Ghana in a friendly match in Marrakech. Not just Ghana, they will also play with Mali. But as a matter of fact, Finidi George is been given the opportunity, okay, after the departure of Pesero. Of course, we're looking for a new coach. And right now, Finidi George is there, even though the final whistle has not been blown for him. But as a matter of fact, Finidi George will give instruction from the touchline, okay, 21 months after he began to understudy Portuguese Jose Santos Pesero. He's been with Pesero. This is more like the case of Elijah and Elisha. And
I think let me come in here. Now, for someone like Coach Finidi George, he has been around for a while. After his coaching training in Spain, and then he came back. His first shot was at Embark Football Club. He has not been doing too bad as for a coach playing the Nigerian league. But for the Super Eagles, it's going to be a very, very tough one for him because he's quite young. And whether he's going to command respect from the lot of players there is yet to be seen. But this game, just like I say, is going to be a litmus test for him. If you go online, this game is much more than a friendly. We are taking it as a friendly, but the Ghanaians are not taking it as a friendly. Even the players themselves, they say this is more than
play with Nigeria, and they
take it as a friendly. Not to talk of Ghana. If you remember the last experience we had here in Abuja, it's not a site to talk about. So let's just leave it at that. But going to this match today, we're going to see these players how they bounce out after the Nations Cup. Because after the Nations Cup, so many things. Personally, I'm happy for the likes of players like Iwobi and Co that came under criticism for me to see them back in the national team with a new spirit. They've forgotten about the whole social media bully and all of that. So I think it's a good one. We'll wait to see what is going to happen today. As for the coach, he should take it calmly. This is interim based, but I also learned he put in for the job. Just like we all are clamoring that the local coaches should be given the chances to perform. So we'll wait to see what the NFF decide. We learned over 40 foreign coaches are still in the limelight to take over the Super Eagles. So we'll wait to see how their choice is going to become. But this matches is going to go a long way to determine if you need the
yes, exactly what I wanted to
if
say.
he does well in these 2 matches, I bet you the media, the whole house will be calling for him to be reinstated as the coach. And who knows, he might be given the green light to continue.
All right, he might be given the green light to become the coach of the Super Eagles, even though we have a lot of foreign coaches vying for that position. We just got done with a foreign coach, Peseiro, of course, and he's been with Peseiro, and that's the reason I said understudying Peseiro looks more like Elijah taking over from Elisha. But let's see how it's going to end up. Then let's talk about Ladamboso's case a little bit. Because the Flying Eagles are already out. They are already out. They couldn't go very far the way Boso actually expected it. And he said it's as a result of the lack of preparation. That is also who expressed disappointment. One thing that I noticed with Boso is the fact that Ladam Boso is the fact that he admitted that he is being disappointed, and he has said it is as a result of lack of preparation. We've had this so many times, not just from him, but from several coaches, as it has to do with, well, we didn't prepare well. Who is to take the blame, and how do we handle this issue of lack of preparation?
Well, if you ask me, I think 80% of the blame should go to the coach Ladam Boso. Personally, I was at the stadium to watch them play in the FIFA Go project. I wasn't impressed with the team I saw. Just that I was waiting to see if other countries will not also come to the party. I mean, for crying out loud, which excuse do you have to give if a team like Uganda under 20 is holding us to ransom? To the Senegalese, I wasn't quite surprised because we know that the Senegalese national team, they are good. But for Christ's sake, a team like Uganda, and there were a group that found themselves with Uganda and Sudan, and then we couldn't come up as one of the teams to qualify. I mean, there is nothing he will say that everybody. How many foreign-based players in the team? None. So you make use of all the players that played in this tournament with our own base player, and you have been in the helm of FF for God knows when. He's also the chairman of the local coaches association, and he has been, I think, he's the longest-serving coach in the NFF. I mean, what else do you have to say? You have this team, the majority of this team are teams he took from the under-17 team. They were the one that have the likes of Daniel Daga, Bamei, Nwosu, and the rest. And then you are coming up to tell us that you don't have enough time to prepare. How many times what was the time frame that the Senegalese team had? What was the time frame the Sudanese that they are having war issue and all of that? They have a team that came to this tournament. Talk about the Ugandan team, and then you are coming up with cock and bull excuse that
so you're not satisfied with
I'm not satisfied with Coach Ladam Boso.
Can you see this?
He has been there for a while and he's not doing well. It is high time he throw in the towel. If the NFF don't know the right thing,
he should throw in the towel.
Yes, because he's not giving us what we want.
So if you are the NFF president right now, you ask him to go.
Our strongest point have been the under 17, under 20. So sad that someone like Samson Siansa is not there. But let's flash back to the time we're having the likes of Samson Siansa, Emmanuel Amunike at the age grade competition. We have been doing well. But for the back-to-back now, under 20 or under 17, they have not been doing well, and then nobody's talking. Because this team, whether you like it or not, they are the ones that are going to transcend to the Super Eagles. So when we don't get it right at the age grade competition, most likely it's going to affect us going forward to the national team. So for me, it's a no-no for Ladam Boso.
All right, as a matter of fact, let's see what's going to happen. Well, let's move a little bit to the UCL. As a matter of fact, let me just bring this story. As a matter of fact, the UCL, that's the UEFA Champions League quarter-final and semi-final draw. Holders, Manchester City will face a 14-time champions Real Madrid for the third season running. And Bayern take on Arsenal. PSG face Barcelona, and Borussia Dortmund will meet Atletico Madrid. The winner between City and Real Madrid will actually face the winner between Arsenal and Bayern Munich, while the winner of PSG versus Barcelona will face winner between Atletico Madrid and Dortmund in the semi-final. Okay, which 4 teams do you think will reach the semi-finals of this season's UEFA Champions League? Which 4 teams in your mind now? Which 4 teams? Because it is tough right here.
You are giving me a very this question is harder than jam. The truth of the matter is Each of the 8 teams that have qualified for this last 8, they have the potentials of going to the last 4. Arsenal, I feel this is their best chance, because if you ask me, this Bayern Munich team, they are not the Bayern Munich that we used to know in the last decade. This team have been tested. You can see that they are not trusted. So if Arsenal, with the way I'm seeing Arsenal playing this season, I think Arsenal should capitalize on this now and make a name for themselves. Because if you look at the young lad they have now, the series of form they have in the Premier League, I just hope that transcends to the Champions League, because if you saw them against FC Porto, for the fact that they've been doing well in the league, that didn't really transcend to the play when they played FC Porto. At a point, they were almost out, if not for the heroic display of the goalkeeper, David Raya, and then 1 or 2 players. So I think Arsenal should win Bayern, but for Man City and Madrid, I don't know why they have always been meeting in this competition. But this time around, I think something might happen. But if all being equal, I see City still going through. Guardiola want to give it a double trophy to see if he can do what Ancelotti did with Real Madrid and all of that. But we want to see. It's going to be an interesting matches when the UCL returns in a few weeks' time.
All right, the international break is still on, but UCL will return after the international break, and we will get to know what's up from the UEFA Champions League. Let's go on a quick break. We will return after this break, and we will bring you more story. And Phillips Uja will be attending to so many questions to throw light on several issues from the world of sport. My name is Ramsey. We will be back after this break.
Follow us on our social media handles at Oweleke TV. Visit our website at www.oweleketv for a thrilling journey. Oweleke TV, rising star at the fairground.
Welcome back from that break. It is still Sport Rush, the weekend edition. That is right here. Thank God it is Friday. And my name is Ramsey, and of course, MC Ramsey, the man with jersey number 10 at the middle of the game, with Phillips Uja. Well, I wanted to add a preface to his name, but then I'm waiting for a little while because something is about happening.
Don't go there.
All right, Phillips, let's get to Roy Keane right now. As a matter of fact, let me bring this story to you. Roy Keane has praised Manchester United for their mentality after their dramatic FA Cup quarter-final, victory over Liverpool at Old Trafford, and believe it could help them turn around their season. Both teams remain in the hunt for a winner in the game that swung both ways, but it was United that were actually ultimately successful, as Amad Diallo fired home in stoppage time. That lad, is performing very well, and that is earning him a place already in England. And as a matter of fact, what do you make of this? Manager Erik Ten Hag heaped praise on this player, but due to the win and Tottenham and Aston Villa dropping points in the top 4 race in this win that turns around the United. This win, do you see it bringing Manchester United to a different light from the way you used to look at them before now?
Well, I think it's a morale booster for them, but if you ask me, is Manchester United back? I will tell you no.
They are not back yet.
They are not yet back. Just that they are on their way. If you look at the way they've been playing this season, they have just been on and off. Cup games are not the league. Chelsea went as far as the Carling Cup final, but if you check their consistency in the league, it's not there. You see a Chelsea team play very well against Liverpool. Their next match against Luton, they'll struggle to win. They'll play a team like probably Nottingham Forest at home. They will draw 2-2. They'll play a team like probably Wolves, will win there like 3-0. I mean, what do you say about such a win? Manchester United is not far from that. So I think for the game against Liverpool, so many things came to play. The game went to almost 120 minutes, and then the winning came in the second half of extra time. So for me, if you say is Manchester United back, I would say they are still in the process, but I can't say they are back. For the top 4 finish, it's too close to call, because if you look at teams like Tottenham Hotspur, teams like Aston Villa, these teams, if you look at their consistency level, is far better than that of Manchester United.
All right, let's talk about Gareth Southgate coming to Manchester United, because he is almost number 1 on Ratcliffe's list. Coming to Coach Manchester United, because the report has it now that he's number one choice, all right, for Jim Ratcliffe's. And I don't know, replacing Erik Ten Hag at Manchester United this summer. A report have claimed that Southgate is going to be maybe his tenure. He's been in England since 2016, and Ratcliffe wants him in Manchester United as a replacement for Erik Ten Hag. What do you make of that?
Well, at times we learn from history. You learn from other people's mistake, and then you also give yourself some kind of sense. Now look at the man called Gareth Southgate. He's the only coaching career he had was the little stint he had with Middlesbrough after I retired from international football. I think at about 2006 and then 2009. That was when he had that coaching stint. After that, he went to coaching the national team, talking about the youth team of England before he came to the national team of England. Now, club football and national team football, they are two different things. You can do very well in club football, but when it comes to national team football, when it comes to club football, it's a different ballgame, because this team you play week in, week out. At times you play the interval of three days. Even in England, there are times they play matches 2 days. So you can't just say you are coming from coaching England that you play probably less than 5-6 matches in a year, and then you want to go and coach in a club that you play over 40 matches in a year, and you think the same pressure is going to be the same. Hell no. But looking at a team like Manchester United, come on, you know this is a new owner. He wants more, just like the owner of Chelsea now. Even though that one is wasting money, if you ask me. Someone like the new owners of Manchester United, now what they want is they want a coach that is going to give them something for their money.
But it is
Southgate. Southgate to me is not the man.
All right,
Southgate is not the man. He should just concentrate on his England national team.
Okay, still talking about Manchester United. There's this story. Let me just bring the story to the people. Let me bring the story to all of you so that you can hear the story. This is going to be the last, because after this we'll call it a wrap on Sport Rush, the weekend edition. Today, Manchester United. We're still talking about Manchester United. Erik Ten Hag and Rashford, of course, and Rashford's performance so far at Manchester United. So let me talk to the sport fan out there now. Manchester United manager, I'm talking about Erik Ten Hag, has ruled out a summer move for Marcus Rashford, saying he's part of the project at Old Trafford. As a matter of fact, he's just 26-year-old, and he signed a new contract so far with the club in July, and Ten Hag has insisted that he is not going anywhere no matter what happened. Despite his recent struggle, it is not lie, it is not news anymore that Rashford have had some struggle and in Manchester United, but according to him, he is not ready to let him go, even though PSG is willing to pay as much as £80 million for Rashford, with £500,000 a week as direct replacement for departing Kylian Mbappe. Should Manchester United cash out on Marcus as it is right now? Should they cash out? Because some people will say this is an opportunity, and then is it a good replacement for Kylian Mbappe?
Well, if you ask me, he's not the only player that PSG is gunning for. PSG is also in the race to sign our own Victor Osimhen. He's in the race to sign Victor Osimhen. And but if you look at the way the bids are coming, Ramsey, you and I know that money can change anything. I mean, if you ask Rashford himself, that we want to go for a club that you'll be paid £500,000 a week, or that's £500,000 a week. I mean, that is a huge sum of money. So I think the days are still early. It's early days. We'll wait to see when the transfer resumes, probably around July. But if you ask me, June, July rather. But if you ask me, Rashford last season was not that consistent. He's beginning to find his rhythm. So for a player that is not that consistent at the age of 26, I don't think it's a bad sell for Man U, because Man U have so many young talents coming up. They have Amad Diallo, they have Garnacho, they have this other striker, the one they bought from Atlanta, Haaland. So if you ask me, they have so many players in their kitty. Cashing out such huge money for a player of 26 years old, I don't think is a bad move for them. So they should give in if PSG come with the money.
All right, Erik Ten Hag, you've heard from Phillips right now. Let him go. And even Rashford, if you ask Rashford will want to go, because sometimes it's all about the money, even though career is very important. But then, money, you know what we're talking about. Everyone likes money. Daniel, everybody likes money. Michael, everybody likes money. Call your own name too. All right, Johnson. All right, as a matter of fact, Ramsey loves money too. Everyone loves money. But then, Erik Ten Hag is not ready to let him go. But let's see what will happen. June, July, the window will be fully open and we'll get to know what's happening from the world of transfer. I will bring you to speed with everything. Thank you very much, Phillips, for this wonderful analysis. Well, time will fail us. I would have loved to ask you a few more questions, but then no time. I hope we'll have you some other time again. Well, and it's going to be the size of the weekend sport rush today with MC Ramsey and, of course, Phillips right by my side. Have a wonderful celebration ahead of you. Go into the weekend, and don't forget that on Monday I'll bring you to speed with everything happening. And of course, congratulations to everyone performing very well in Ghana. My name is once again Ramsey. Bye bye for now.